Today we will be talking about the new graduate profile at VIA Engineering. It is great to see that so many can participate today, and we're happy to welcome you all. Thea and I are here as usual, but today we also have 5 colleagues from VIA Engineering, and they will be doing the presentation. And before I pass the word to our colleagues, I just have a few practical information. We will be recording the webinar, so you can share with your colleagues, and we will send the recording to you afterwards. After the presentation, we will have a Q&A session, and we will have approximately half an hour for the Q&A session. So if you have questions during the presentation, please write them in the chat, and we will answer your questions during in the Q&A session. If you have technical issues or problems, please also write it in the chat, and we will try to help you. And then finally, if you have questions after the webinar, as always, you're welcome to reach out to Torsten, Thea, or myself after the webinar. So I'll pass the word to you, Andreas.
Thank you very much. My name is Andreas, and I work at VIA Engineering Programs. I'll be the one who will welcome all new international students when they come here to Horsens. So hopefully I'll be one of the first friendly faces they will see when they get here. My job is to make them feel welcome and to work with the study environment. And today I will be talking a little bit about the general issues in VIA Engineering Programs. And then our 4 department heads, they will introduce each program and a bit more about the educations. We have 3 very exciting things we want to talk to you about today. We have a brand new campus next summer, and we have a new engineering program structure and a new educational approach that we would like to share with you. First of all, one of the main reasons why we attract international students to Denmark is that we have a huge need for engineers in Denmark. In 2025, we'll be short of 6,500 engineers in Denmark. To many of you, it might seem like a very low number, but please consider that Denmark is a small country, so this is actually a very big number in Danish standards. This is also the result of several years of very intense effort in attracting more students to engineering programs. So this number used to be very much higher just a few years ago, but still very short of engineers in Denmark. That's why many of our students have jobs before they graduate, also international students. A newly graduated engineer from VIA has a monthly salary of about 5,000 euros. So international students are very welcome to study in Denmark. And we can also see that around 90% of our international students, they wish to stay in Denmark after they have graduated, if they have a relevant job. So just a few words about our programs. We are a Bachelor of Engineering compared to Bachelor of Science in Engineering. The Bachelor of Engineering is professionally orientated. Therefore, the students will be ready to the labor market immediately after graduation. Whereas a Bachelor of Science, then they will go to a Master of Science. You can also continue your studies and pursue a master's degree at university and thereby combine the bachelor education with a Master of Science. But the Bachelor of Engineering in Denmark are very needed in the labor markets. So there's actually no need to pursue a master degree. You can go out directly and start working. Just to let you know that there is a possible to continue the studies, but most of our students, they actually go out and work right away. So at VIA, we have educated engineers since 1915, so over 100 years of experience in engineering programs. To your left, you can see the 6 different engineering programs that we offer at VIA Engineering, all of them in English, of course. VIA is Denmark's third largest education institution with more than 20,000 students. At VIA Engineering, we have around 1,450 engineering students. We have international students from 70 different countries. And we also have laboratories and researchers associated. Beside the 6 English programs, we have 6 Danish programs. So the international students, they will both be a part of an international environment, but they'll also be a part of a Danish environment. So this is something that we're really looking forward to. This is our new campus. It will hopefully be ready in August 2021. It's a brand new modern campus with 16 new engineering laboratories. We have study hubs. We have 80 project rooms for engineering project groups, and all different kinds of new features. It is very central located near the train station and bus terminal, which means that it's easy to get there and also get away if you want to. We are only 30 minutes from Aarhus, who is the second largest city in Denmark. And within 2 hours and 30 minutes, you can go to the capital, Copenhagen. So Denmark is very well connected, and Horsens is very central located on the train network. So this new campus will be part of a new education and business district. So several other education institutions will also relocate to this district, and there will be a close collaboration with entrepreneurship hubs, business associations, and it's close to park, forest, lake. You will have a new music and culture venue, lots of student housing, cafes, and the city centers within 500 meters. Altogether, you will have 3,700 students, and they will be attending 26 programs in Danish and English. Yeah, this is just some more pictures to get you to get an idea of how the new campus will be like. I just went there last week, and it's very, very great. So we are really looking forward to go down there. So a bit more about the city of Horsens. Each year, 1,100 new students starts their study in Horsens. This is not just in VIA, this is across several institutions. One of the features of Horsens is that it has cheap student housing. It's actually 60% cheaper rent than in Aarhus, which is also a very popular study city. There are lots of city life, lots of concerts and festivals, which is something that Horsens is very known for. Over 1,300 cultural events in 2019 in Horsens. It might be a little less in 2020 due to Corona, but they have a high ambition of cultural events. It's close to nature, forest, beach, and fjord, the ocean. And there's lots of sports clubs and spare time activities. And we have several sports clubs who offer programs for international students so that they can kind of be integrated into the Danish way of living and the Danish way of spare time activities. Some of our students characterize Horsens as a small town atmosphere and room for everybody. And we think that it's kind of emphasized the city very well. The international study environment at VIA is also very well developed. We have more than 400 partners worldwide that we collaborate with. So it's easy for the students to take the internship all over the world or go for an exchange for a semester. We have over 900 international engineering students, again, from 70 different countries. So which means that you will have a network and friends from all over the world. And we are very much used to have international students. Many of our students, they see a full degree engineering program at VIA as their first step to an international engineering career. Just a bit about the study environment, just to let you know that we have several student clubs and societies within different fields of interest. And we always encourage our students, if they want to form new clubs or societies, we will support them into doing that. They have full access to our campus facilities 24/7. And we really much like to involve the students in their education and into their student environment. So we have a student council as well, which is very popular. The Bachelor of Engineering is a very broad education, which means it opens lots of opportunities for job and career in many different industries. But also you can choose to continue your study, and you can also choose to become an entrepreneur. We have a very well-developed entrepreneurship education, and VIA was named for the 3rd year in a row as the most entrepreneurial education institution for the 3rd time. So just to sum up, what does it take to become an engineer at VIA? First of all, you need an interest in math and physics. That's kind of makes sense, right? But also, and I think this is very important for us to emphasize, we do expect a 40 hours weeks of studying, which include classes, reading and preparation, and group work. So even though that you may only have 20 hours of classroom education, we do expect a 40 hours week of studying. You also need a desire for technical challenge, and a desire to collaborate with others. This is the Danish way of both working and studying, to collaborate with others. And then again, you need to desire to make a difference, both for your colleagues, but also maybe in the world. So this was just a bit about all the things that surround the education, the study environment, the facilities and stuff like that. Now, Anne will be talking a bit more about the education and the Engineering 2.0 project and Made to Make. Anne?
Yes, thank you, Andreas. My name is Anne Mouritsen, and I'm head of the Software Technology Engineering program. We would like to now dig a bit more into the different engineering programs, as Andreas just said, because as I know, most of you have already been familiar with our programs for many years and know that we have been educating and have a challenging and interesting programs offered by VIA Engineering for quite some years now. And we are continuously, of course, improving and developing these programs. And that is what I would like to explain to you a bit about now, where we are today. Our graduates, we would like our graduates to be able to create value for their future employers from day one, just like Andreas just said. And for that, we have a philosophy which we call Made to Make. Because we want our graduates to be able to answer the questions which we do not know yet. That might sound a bit fancy, but what we actually mean is that we just want our graduates, we want to educate our students so that they are able and that they are ready for the future and that they are able to answer the questions which the future will bring them, and they are able to solve the challenges which they will meet for the future, in the future. And in order to do so, we have also created a new structure for our programs, which we have named Engineering 2.0. So Andreas, can you take it one step further? Thank you. And this Made to Make philosophy, which we have based our future engineering programs on, that consists of a very varied way of teaching. We like to focus both of different topics in our different classes, but also very much we would like to, for the day one, to present to our students that they work in semester groups. So they will be able to collaborate over different areas, as we will see the engineers as the graduates also will do in the companies. As you see at to the right here, this guy, girl, black, no gender person here is a candidate from VIA Engineering. And this guy consists, because now you have maybe your first Danish class, you can see some Danish words, I'll try to translate a bit. That is, this candidate from one of our programs at VIA Engineering, of course, has some competence within this specific area in which the guy girl has chosen to specialize within. That is some software engineering competences or mechanical engineering competences or whatever it is. But besides that, we also know that it's very based on on a close collaboration with the companies that our graduates will work in when they graduate from VIA University College, that it's very important that our candidates also have competences which are more generical competences. That is, that they are able to work with project management. They know how to work with project management. They know how to communicate, and they know how to, for instance, handle conflicts or work in project groups, just to mention a few of these more generic competences that we also believe in that our candidates should consist of, next to, of course, the very specific engineering competences, which of course also is very important. In order for our candidates to be able to possess all these competences when they graduate from VIA Engineering, we need to have this varied teaching. That is, we need to show to our students different ways of gathering these competences. And they do that in a very close cooperation with both their fellow students, but also their teachers. We believe in a dialogue-based way of teaching. So the teachers, they can support different students most possible as they can go on throughout the 3.5 or maybe 4.5 years that they will be part of VIA Engineering, depending on which program they have signed up for. We also believe a close cooperation with the companies in which our candidates would be hired in when they graduate from VIA University College. That is, they have an internship which is mandatory. I will get back to that a bit later, but also in workshops which they will carry through during the time as students at VIA Engineering. During the time at VIA Engineering, we also believe in very much integrating the different laboratories that we have in the different programs. And that will be even more emphasized as we go to our new campus, which we are so much looking forward to. So made to make is to be able, the made to make philosophy is for us to be able to create candidates which can create value for the companies in which they will be signed up for from day one. That's what we aim for. Can you take it one slide further, Andreas? Thank you. And now for your Danish class 2. This is the structure in our future engineering program. And the reason why we chose to bring this into this presentation is just to give you an overall picture of what it is. You see, we have the different 7 semesters in which we have in all our programs, except from our global business engineering program, which consists of 9 semesters. So I'll just, for the communication purpose, base my communication in the 7 semesters which we have in most of our programs. You will see the first 4 semesters of different elements which are both based in the program itself in which the student has signed up for, but also when it makes sense together in a cooperation with other engineering programs at VIA Engineering. That also indirectly will create some, it would develop some competences for the student in order for him or her to be able to work cross-functional, cross-programs. The different courses in each semester, they all are part of a 10 ECTS semester project, which we have in each semester. The semester project, we actually start from the very first day in each semester. And the idea is that the student, by working with the different competences he or she will possess through the different semesters as we go on, will already here at the different semesters be able to work with these competences in the semester projects. And as we see a progression throughout the 7th semester, more and more these semester projects will be similar semester projects as you will see when they, as they will be part of when they graduate from VIA. So we believe in the semester projects and the semester projects, we work very much with a problem-based learning focus. That is, both in the projects and also in the courses, that we base our way of teaching in specific problems, and by that learning the theory during solving these different projects, that the problems that the students will be faced with. So the semester projects and the problem-based learning way of teaching is something which is very essential for the programs that we are engineering. One thing extra which we have made in this Engineering 2.0 structure you will see here is that we have decided to, you can see these dotted lines, they indicate 3 streams. The streams are something which is some topics which are very interesting and very something which is very important for the time we're in now. For instance, the 3 streams we have chosen to work with now is the sustainability, it is innovation and entrepreneurship, and is digitalization. These 3 streams, we believe, is competences which a candidate from VIA Engineering should possess, no matter which program he or she has signed up for. But of course, how we at software engineering choose to integrate sustainability into our program is different from how they do it in civil engineering. But for one thing is the bottom line is that no matter which program you sign up for, you will be also influenced by sustainability, innovation and entrepreneurship, and digitalization in one way or another during your program. So that is some extra we have added into the Engineering 2.0 structure, which we haven't seen so far. And it's really good. The teachers who help us very much developing this has really done a great job in developing these streams and figuring out how to implementing them in the different programs. We are really looking forward to this starting in the summer of 2021 and really think it adds something extra to our programs. Yes. Yeah. So if we should dig a bit more into the six engineering programs, I have been offered the opportunity to start with software technology engineering. Thank you, Andreas. And yeah, well, what I can see that if you sign up for the software technology engineering, we start 4 to 5 classes each summer, and we start 1 class each February. That's how it has been for some years now. The program is a combination of both some theory lectures, as I showed you in the general structure of the engineering programs, and this project would work with this semester projects. And for our case, it's then, of course, within software development in general, programming electronic devices, real-time programming, computer networks, Java, .NET, whatever, Internet of Things, AR, VR, big data, cloud computing, just to mention a few. And the first 4 semesters, all the students, they have the same classes, they attend the same semester projects, and after the 5th semester, where we have a mandatory internship, as you know, we also have today, where the students attend an internship of minimum 20 weeks of work in a company. After they return to VIA University College on the 6th semester, with all the great experience they have achieved in their internship, they can choose to specialize within 4 different specializations at software engineering. That is data engineering, interactive engineering, interactive media, sorry, Internet of Things, or AR, VR. If they choose to specialize within one of these 4 specializations, they just need to choose from specific electives in order to do so. And then it's also have some requirements of how they do the content of their bachelor project. So just to sum up, we have the 4 first semesters, the combination of lectures and semester projects within software development in general. They have 5th semester internship, and then they can specialize within data engineering, interactive media, Internet of Things or AR, VR, that's what we offer at Software Engineering. And we start classes both in August and in February. I think that was all for me from now. Thank you. And now I think it's Carsten. Yeah.
Thank you, Anne. My name is Carsten Nielsen. I'm the head of program Civil Engineering and Climate and Supply Engineering. The Civil Engineering program is a modern program for construction and civil work and based on integrating competencies on sustainability and climate issues. As in all other civil engineering programs, you get a solid understanding of the entire construction and civil work processes. That means you will have skills working with large buildings. It can be office or commercial buildings, and infrastructure, roads, railroads, but also sewers and bridge constructions. In this time, when we have climate change and rising water levels, then we have a very important job as a program for civil engineering, also to integrate the tasks, the challenges from climate change, environmental issues, and so on. So we also very much focusing on securing, for example, cities by expanding infrastructure and sewers to handle more waters from floods and so on. The program is in very close contact with engineering companies in the area, working also with these areas. So the students will meet companies from company visits or maybe guest lectures. And also, as Anna also explained, we have this half year of practical internship on the 5th semester. I think that was for the civil engineering program. And then we also have the climate and supply engineering program. And this is a program we have established in collaboration with the Danish water and energy supply companies. These companies has a very high international reputation on green and also sustainable solutions. And this is a program where we go to the limits of these new solutions, combining knowledge on climate change with knowledge on supply engineering. So this will very, very much be working for the students and engineers with climate change and environmental issues in the future. Here you learn to ensure clean drinking water, for example, protect groundwater, and also work with sustainable energy supply solutions. Very much of the work or the studies will be together with these companies. It will also be in the labs. It will also be very much in the field, because this is a very practical engineering program where we work with materials, chemical processes, and so on. Also, this is very much focused on international area, because these challenges in climate change, sustainability is international challenges. So we also mean that this program should be very international. So there's a combination of Danish and international students in this program. That was for the climate and supply engineering.
Yes, Okay, thank you, Carsten. This is Torben speaking. I am heading the program of Global Business Engineering. And, you know, this is really the education for young people heading for either working in technical sales and marketing, or you can say heading for being project managers or even top management, because we are combining three very, very strong pillars of competences. One thing is technology. And here you can say we have two options. When you are educating for global business engineering, you can either choose software as your technology, or you can choose mechanical engineering. Then we have a very strong pillar in communication, global business, international business communication, and all kinds of how to present technical matters in a business environment. And finally, we have the finance and business competences, which are very much linked to understanding the financial impacts of products and starting and implementing new business. So to say a little bit more about the education program, it is the only one which is over 9 semesters. So this means this is 4.5 years in order to graduate as a global business engineer. In the start, you will have the first semester, which is very much focused on robotics and basic engineering disciplines. In the second semester, we will look deeper into design and technology. And on the third semester, it will be more and more international business environment and business strategies. On the fourth semester, it will be sustainable energy. And in the fifth semester, we will look into product development. And again, this can be all kinds of mechanical products or physical products, but it can also be software products. On the sixth semester, all our students will study abroad. And this is also a very, important thing in this education, because this enhances the students' understanding of intercultural business environment. And it also is a big attraction for the young people that they have the option to go for half a year to some country, almost everywhere around the world. On the seventh semester, we are having the bachelor preparation. So we are now preparing for making the bachelor project. On the eighth semester, we have the internship for the moment. And this means that our global engineering students, they will find a company again. It can be almost everywhere, but of course we prefer if they will have a Danish internship, because this will give us a good chance that they will stay in Denmark maybe on the long run. And finally, we have the ninth semester, which is focused on the bachelor project and a few elective courses after you can say what's the main interest of each individual student. So this is, you can say, more or less the sum up of global business engineering.
Yes, and then I think I'm the last one. My name is Helle Block, and I am in the head of department for mechanical engineer and material science. And if we start with the mechanical engineering, I guess if you talk about mechanical engineering, it belongs to one of the old engineering programs that has been around for many, many years. So it's a well-known brand spread around countries to have mechanical engineering. But we believe that when we do mechanical engineering, it has to have a highly practical approach. So this new made to make philosophy, this is definitely also taking place in mechanical engineering, because what we do is to not just look at the theoretical side, but we have a lot of labs supporting us where we can put it into actions. And on top of that, doing the program, we also have, which is a Danish thing, I guess, that when you take a Danish Bachelor of Education, you need to also have what we call workshop courses. And we have 5 weeks workshop courses related to practical issues, so that if you come a mechanical engineer, you have been down in different workshops, because you need to know the feeling of working with different things. So it's included in it so that you get the whole package. During the program, like the other programs, we have the first 4 years where we create like the basis of it. And then you have your internship, and then you come back for the specializations. And as it is today, we have 3 specializations on mechanical engineering. We have one within energy. We have a lot of windmill industry in Denmark, leading companies within there. But it's not just the wind industry, it can be energy in general. So that is one of the specialization. Then there's still a high need for people knowing a lot about plastics, plastic manufacturing, component manufacturing. So we have a specialization within that area. And the last area is in robotics, regulation, these kind of things. So it's more over towards the digitalization side. So we have these different types of specialization where the students can focus on if they want. And if we go back to Andreas' presentation, he actually showed a page where we had 2 mechanical engineering students. One was placed within the wind industry, which is definitely an area that takes a lot of mechanical engineering in Denmark, but also around the world. And the other one was placed within the food industry, optimizing machinery of different kinds. And a mechanical engineering has a lot of places in companies. They have it in small companies and big companies. So it's one of the large programs, you could say. We have 2 classes, and generally we have a Danish mechanical engineering class and then the English class. And the English class is quite a large class, but definitely also possibilities to have more students in it. If we take the mechanical material science engineering, or Bachelor of Engineering in Material Science, I think this is what it's actually called. This is a quite new education, you could say, but if we go back in time, some of you might know the old textile engineer, which doesn't really exist anymore. And this is probably the closest that you can get to the old textile engineer. The mechanical science engineering is not placed in Horsens, it's placed in Herning, where we have the textile area in Denmark, and it's placed at VIA there because this is the textile place. They have a specialization within textiles or plastics, and that means that they have a specialization within polymers, because the common between textile and plastic is that it's based on polymers. So they have a key focus on chemistry and on material, especially within textile and plastics. When the students get into their specializations in the end of the program, they normally split in 2 ways. They either go in the direction of sustainability. So this is, they really dig into how we can meet the challenge of the future by looking into our materials and making them more sustainable. So that is one of the side. The other side is how to make textile intelligence, or how to make materials intelligent. So they go over in that direction of how can we put sensors in our materials so that we get smart materials in any kind of way. It's a little program. There isn't that many students on it yet, so it's a fairly new program. Yes. So I think you had a short introduction here to our new campus, the way of studying in Denmark. and the overall new program by Andreas and Anne. And then you have heard a little bit about the different programs that we're having. So thank you very much for your attention. And then I think we should go over to the questions. And I can see that there is actually one question about our master degrees. And I might start with that actually, because yes, if I look at the programs that I'm heading up, mechanical engineering and material science, they can definitely go to different master programs in Denmark. Some of the requirements to take a master, if you want to go for civil engineering, is that they have to take some certain elective courses so that they can get into Aarhus University or to Aalborg University, which are the two main places where they tend to go. They could also apply for DTU in Denmark or other sites, but then they would have to look at the specific requirements at these universities. Aarhus University takes a lot of our students in their master programs, but they normally require that they meet their electives in a certain ways. So they have to take extra mathematics. That was my comment to it. Feel free to add to it, the other ones.
Yes, I would like to also add to it. It's more or less the same as you said, Helle. It's also a master of the civil engineering programs within software technology engineering that our candidates can sign up for. We have an agreement both with Aarhus University and also the university in Copenhagen. And exactly as Helle said, for our program is also that they need to sign up for some specific electives if they choose to continue their studies at a master program. But we have an agreement, so we know which courses they have to sign up for, which electives they have to sign up for if they choose to continue at a master program after graduation from VIA.
Yeah, and I can also add, related to the global business engineers, that based on the fact that our bachelor program for global business engineering is a 4.5-year program, we have some universities in Australia which provide a master degree within 1 year's time. So I think this is also for some international students very interesting, that they can obtain a master degree in Australia, I think even somewhere also in New Zealand, in only 1 year additional time. Okay.
And I think I will just add in general that I know that this is something that many international students are concerned about, but also bear in mind that the Danish way of education, many of our students actually are ready to go out and work. So they don't have to continue their study if they don't want to. I know that in some countries, when you have a Bachelor of Engineering, of Science in Engineering, you might as well take the master because that's the way to do it. But in Denmark, when you take the Bachelor of Engineering, you are very much needed out among the companies. So the general question is that there's several hundreds of master degrees in Denmark, also abroad, that they can take. But if they want a specific one, then they might have to check the requirement, and we will of course also help them, our student advisors, if they need some specific masters. So I hope that was answered for the question.
And what we also see, just to add to what you said, Andreas, here, and what we also see is that we have this close cooperation with the internship companies, which our students signs up for, that we actually see that many of our students who have a successful internship, they continue work at the companies during the final year as student at VIA, and then they sign up for the first job at this company after graduation. So that's also a cooperation which we carry out very much at the different program. I can see so many more questions in the chat.
More questions, yeah. There's one about what are we looking at when we're talking about that there's a lack of engineers in Denmark. And the question is it mostly software engineer, mechanical engineer? I can say from my experience that it's actually engineering in general. When I have been at LEGO for very many years, and I have hired a lot of young engineers, And when they hire young engineers, they're actually looking a lot at the new profiles. They're hiring the person, and then they will teach them whatever it is that they're needed, as they still need. So in generally, it's all engineering, but of course, it's easier when you have a well-known education. I guess I know that from from the material science, it's a new education in Denmark, so it's a little bit harder maybe to find the first job, to be honest, because it's new. But there is such a lack of engineers that it's still very easy to find the first job.
I would like to add something about this, having this first job. It's very important that the students both have the basic engineering skills, but also can deal with the future challenges, for example, sustainability, digitalization, innovation, and so on. This will be a very important skill in the future. So that is as important as the basic engineering skills also.
Yeah, I saw there is a question from Emilia regarding this lack of engineers in Denmark. If any program is more, how to say, needed than others, and I would say no. I've heard a lot of companies these years as having the position that as long as you are educated engineer, we will need you, you know. So it is not that very important, but of course for the building and construction industry, it's a demand that you are a civil engineer. But still I would say that it is a very broad picture we see, and all programs are for the moment needed. And prior to this meeting, we were even discussing that this figure of 6,500 might, I would say, is very likely far too low, because we have other who are estimating this to be maybe up in the region of 10,000 in 2025. So we really need engineers in Denmark. Yeah.
Then there are some questions to applicants who do not fulfill the requirements on what to do, and if I should try to give an overall answer to that, yes, please send your application. We look into every application, and if they have whatever they have done, the applicants have done in order to, maybe they have been part of an engineering program at their home university, or maybe they have added some extra courses in math somewhere else. And then we look into it and at an individual basis on each of them, whether that could add so much that we could accept them as students in our programs, even though they haven't had the requirements to start with. So please just send your applications, add in whatever extra you have done, and then we will look at it on an individual basis to see if that could be some extra which can fulfill the requirements which is needed for the different programs.
And specific for that, I think it's Lisa who asked a question about mechanical engineering, who's taking courses at a university at their own location. If that could be possible to complete the hours, as I would definitely say, if you do that, we also take that into consideration. So they would have to apply again to see if it can be accepted. So, but it would count. And the same, Lisa, you also ask about what is the current COVID restrictions affecting the study program. As we are monitoring the situation together with the Ministry in Denmark of Education in Denmark, and we're doing whatever they're asking us to do of restriction, etc. But currently, right now, as it is right now, we have the students at the locations. We have decided that it has been decided that we should not have all the students at one time, so we are cutting a little bit down. That means that our 7th semester has some teaching online, but over 50% at the premises. The 3rd semester have maybe 1/3 online, the rest at the premises. And the 1st semester, where it's very key and essential that they are at the university, they're at the university full time. So this is the current situation. But this is an area when we talk about COVID, we can't tell you it's going to be like that because right now I don't think Europe is on the right track. It goes the wrong direction right now. So we would have to see. But I think we have monitored it quite well, and the students are all informed about what they should do to take precautions, and they're following it in generally. So I think we are quite good off in Denmark according to COVID, but nobody can predict the future in this area.
VIA University College as an organization has made a very careful, very structure on how to approach the corona situation and the corona challenges. And then we as the management team at the engineering programs will be given the overall statements and requirements and which we have in order to be able to cope with these challenges. And then we make sure that we fulfill these requirements. It's something which we on a daily basis look at because of course the situation keeps developing, and we make sure that we fulfill the different requirements so we are able to control the situation best possible.
I have a comment to Sandra, who's asking if we have any specific examples of field trips and projects the students are participating in. What we can say that already within the study start days, all our students, it's the ambition, we can't really say due to Corona, but they will go out to a company field trip already within the first week that they get here. Then it will vary compared to the programs, but our ambition is that they will get out to field trips as much as possible, especially the climate and supply engineering. They go to look basically at the water and at the sewers and stuff like that. They have a close collaboration with the industry, but also the local authorities about how to supply a city with water and wastewater. I could show you, but I don't know if it will work here, but we do have some examples of how their project would look like to Anui, I think, hope I pronounce it right. No, so not Anui. Well, someone asked about the projects. Basically, we want to make two kind of projects. Either it could be posters, like regular posters that we can hang on the wall, for the students to practice their skills in presenting complicated knowledge to other people. But it could also be prototypes, especially mechanical engineering. They are producing prototypes in all various variations within our makerspace lab. To Anui, who's asking how many who will get job after they finish, we don't have the exact numbers, but we're working hard on to place international students in Danish companies when they have their internship, if they want to, of course. And right now, around 70% of international students, they go in a Danish company for their internship. And we do know that the first step to get a job in Denmark is basically to learn a bit of Danish, but also to take an internship in Denmark.
I can add that we have Danish courses or courses in Danish language, so the students can follow that from the first semester. This is not a part of the programs, but that is an opportunity for the students to follow some of these courses. And we, from the beginning, we tell them how important this is. And my impression is that more and more international students go for having a kind of basic Danish language skills, so they can better be a part of companies in internship and also afterwards. And also when they go on the internship, they have, if they're able to just have a very small conversation, then it will be improved by the half year when they're out in the company and maybe are forced to speak Danish. So they are improving their language skills also there. We say that they start with coffee machine Danish. This means that they can talk with the colleagues by the coffee machines, and from there they improve their skills. Is our impression.
So are we missing any questions? There is a question about pre-evaluation in advanced, and here I'm looking a little bit at you, Torsten and Helle. What do we normally say in this area?
Well, a few comments for the application process. When we're talking about having enough hours, math, physics, chemistry, if you don't have enough hours, or if you have something that you think can replace the hours, then it's very important that when you apply, that you make the application with special permission. And you can find more information about it on our website, but for the admissions office not to reject the application, please apply with a special permission. Then there was also a question about the verification form, whether you have to write all the hours. For example, if you apply for software engineering, chemistry is not needed, so you don't have to write the hours of chemistry if you apply for software engineering. If you have mechanical, for example, as your second option, then of course you have to write the number of hours for chemistry as well. But you only have to write the hours for the relevant courses. And you can find the criteria on the website under the different programs. Whether or not you can have a pre-evaluation, if you have an applicant who does not fulfill the formal requirements, but have other things to add, then you should contact Torsten or me, and then we will guide you on how we can either make an evaluation, or we can ask the admissions office whether they can help us. Yeah, I think that was just a few comments to the application process. Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know if any of you have further questions, or if any of our colleagues from the engineering department, if they have further comments. If not, then thank you very much to all of you from VIA Engineering for coming today and telling us about the new graduate profile. And thank you to all of our partners for coming also and learning about the new graduate profile from VIA Engineering. And questions or anything after the webinar, feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for joining.
And we would also like very much to say thank you from VIA Engineering, and we are very much looking forward to seeing all the students that will hopefully arrive in February and September in Horsens. Thank you very much.
Yes, bye-bye. Thank you.